Miyun Nikashkatok. Welcome. I would like to acknowledge and give of my Bikiri Mishquad Weedy Indi heart. To Tana Nijwi, 23. Oskatasko Sipik, Carrot River, and its tributaries: Coldwell Creek, McCloy Creek, Dead River, Goose Hunting Creek, Melfort Creek, Sweetwater Creek, Leather River, Presbyterian River, Doghide River, Crooked River, Burnt Out Brook, Jordan River, Papiquan River, Cracking River, Man River, Rice River, Sandhill Creek, Little Bridge Creek, Emmons Creek, Lenore Lake, and Saskatchewan River Basin and South Saskatchewan, from Pasqua Hills to Waka Lake, near Arm River Reservoir. I put Âcimowin down in the top 3 provinces now of 13 territories. I've been to 3 of these provinces, and with 94,241 water, like kilometer square area, that's Manitoba, where my Kuku Priscilla Irene Cuzzins people originally are from. They're from Swan River. They originally came, they got moved after the floods from the dam, and they now reside in Kiskisiwin. Used to be on the other side of Manitoba, the border, and now they reside here in Saskatchewan. Okay, and Saskatchewan has 59,366 kilometers square water out of the whole province, and Alberta, where me and my children make our home, has 19,531 square kilometers of water on this whole province. So Manitoba has 10.6% of freshwater area nationally, and Saskatchewan is 6.7% of freshwater. Alberta is 2.2% of freshwater. And I just want to say Megwitch to the Wiami, Iskwell, Anishinaabe, picking up their bundles, whether it our non-binary, transgender, femme, two-spirit, and cishet nokomis, aunties, sisters, mothers, nieces, and daughters, granddaughters to Chapans, great-great-granddaughters. It is the Anishinaabe Queyak privy. We are first heartbeat in womb that soothes. The moss bag, wag gigajibit pizen, our tikanagon, cradle board, to birch bark, wigwas, adik kinagaden, ni yawiwin, to us Anishinaabe. We cradle our children in our arms, to our breast, and to our hearts. Dako bin na waswan. In our Anishinaabe world view, we observe as babies to begin and lay roots down, and connections that give our very lives purpose. So when we adults, Anishinaabe, this connects us all to our family, community, and our territories. Indigenous women are keepers of the water as we carry babies in water. Nibi, Nipi, Zibi. All water can heal and is sacred. I acknowledge I am on Treaty 6 territory, east bank of South Saskatchewan, 64 kilometers from Prince Albert. 1870 colonists settled here from Red River Settlement near present city, Winnipeg, Manitoba, who was nicknamed Batoche, was a Métis trader named Xavier Latonder. It is hallowed headquarters of Louis Riel, our leader of all Métis, in the Riel Northwest Rebellion of 1885. It is his leadership inspired creation of Manitoba as Canada's 5th province on July 15th, 1870. Fort Garry, now Winnipeg, 1869, Canadian government negotiated agreement to purchase Rupert's Land from the Hudson's Bay Company. This deal angered Métis of the territory's Red River settlement, whom were not consulted. After seized controls from Fort Garry, declared a provisional government, they then sent delegates to Ottawa to negotiate the Red River settlements' entry into the Dominion of Canada. May 1870, Canadian government passed the Manitoba Act, included the Red River settlement. I pay respect to the 6 First Nations, Niuya, Lakota, Dakota, and Saulteaux, who fought in 1885 with Gabriel Dumont and Louis Riel. The Lakota and the Dakota held the southern flank, and the Niuya held the northern flank near Belle Prairie. The Muskeg Lake Band under Chief Pekiwewin came down to join with Beardy and Oshkaabewis. Oskapêw's band, who lived along northwest of Batoche, shared their hunting territory with One Arrow's band, whom I'm honored to have come across coming to Batoche here today, to join other Willow Cree Niuya to assist the Métis during resistance. The reason why I do my land acknowledgement and my NIB acknowledgement is simply having been in Mokotis at the Nitsitapi with regard to the coal mine that was going on. They were trying to below the depth of a plow in Mokotis, and I was very grateful to have been a part of that act of resistance and to make sure that the government honors and respects the water. And having the experience we just received here, I think 4 weeks ago, we had one of our Fort Smith near Curl Lake mention that we're going to have our first climate tragedies or climate refugees, climate change, because of what happened with the tailings pond in Curl Lake. There's how many much crude that leaked and wasn't monitored, and they didn't find out till weeks after. Okay, so today the reason why I'm here is having been in Camp Morgan, I was honored to do a 10-hour and an 8-hour shift with FNIW and 39 Crazy Indian Brotherhood and the Mama Bear Clan and Bear Clan. We've been at Camp Morgan, where the Brady Landfill is. I'm grateful to have been at a 13 grandmother and grandfather pipe ceremony. And like I said, I wanted to do a shout out for more sacred firewood and more bottled water, more donations, as May 5th is coming up. As you all know, that May 5th is Red Dress Day, and we very much like a good turnout in Manitoba at used to be Fort Garry, which is now Winnipeg. Having this paper during the week, Wednesday, April 12th, when the Premier cited that there's a lack of consensus on September 30th, Truth and Reconciliation Day. It says concern for businesses, Indigenous leaders. We're not impressed. Orange Shirt Day will not be a statutory holiday for Manitoba. Given what I just did, my acknowledgement, my land acknowledgement, and my NIB, I believe the only thing that we can do, I guess, is together, collectively. Coming up June 3rd in Edmonton, in Treaty 6, where the North Saskatchewan River is on the banks there near Dawson Park, we're having our June 3rd Âcimowin Kiskisiwin Circle Solidarity Vigil and Round Dance. It's for Indian day school survivors and Indian residential school survivors to also have a round dance, but also to feed our travelers and spirit plate their classmates and all these hidden unmarked graves of these children that we're finding. And the public is getting some kind of apathy, or it's not like front and center anymore in media or the radio or anything like that, or even social media. Oh, they found another discovery, and then they talk about the numbers. Well, we're one of the few. There's 16 of us in Âcimowin Kiskisiwin Circle. We're here in Edmonton, in Treaty 6, and we're harm reduction aunties. We're 13 grandmother pipes. We're MMIW facilitators. We're bereaved. We have family members that have been missing and murdered. And we very much would like to commemorate and honor our very first missing and murdered, and that is the Indian residential school hidden unmarked graves of these children. I put tobacco near Fort Capel, Labrat, and I went to my Cuckoo Priscilla Irene Cuzzins' reserve, Kiskous, and I put tobacco down at our memorial. And I just came today to Batosh here, and I put tobacco asama down for it's important, I believe, to put the government's feet to the fire, and municipalities, and not just federal, but the city, the little cities, like in Winnipeg, where they think the businesses and the stakeholders, it's not up to the settlers. It's the settlers. We need them to do the emotional labor and help the next 7 generations together, walking together, like Archdiocese Bishop Richard Smith. I'm in a committee with End Poverty Edmonton Indigenous Circle, and we met him recently as he fundraised in excess of $3 million through his territory as an archdiocese. But like I said, I'm just giving a shout out to Mark Miller and Transport Minister Omar Algebra, and also MLA Bernadette Smith and MLA Nahani Fontaine, and also to I'd like to get Manitoba. I emailed them already. The National Center for Truth and Reconciliation and University of Manitoba. I also would like to get a hold of NCI in Manitoba to get sponsorship or someone from them as well. I'd like to get our sisters, Jessica Dion, Laura Lee Mullings, Andrea Jenkins, and myself, with Val Hope, and all of our other sisters in AKC, to get the NCI, Spirit of Manitoba, the Windspeaker Media, 89.3 The Raven, and Alberta Native News, possibly the Quilt Bag, the Edmonton Public Library, Boyle Street Community Services. As well, I want to give a shout out and thank you to Western Varieties. They've always been helpful, from Kayasa Spin when we were at the Charles Council for those 7 weeks, when Laura Lee Mullings and Andrea Jenkins facilitated sharing circles for the Charles Council survivors and victims of medical cruelty for certain families. And there's this class action suit across Canada regard to voices represented from the Charles Council, Indigenous families that suffered medical cruelty. Aston Auto Loans also, I thank you again. You're so kind, and Western Varieties, we've so far have you guys, but I'd like to get a shout out, and I will delete if necessary. But the first thing I would like to thank right now is Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum, Megan Solwin. We gave her tobacco and she accepted, and they booked off that day, that weekend, to come to Edmonton to help Indian residential school survivors and hidden unmarked graves to sacred firekeep, as myself, my son Mikey, and myself, and 39 CIB, our brothers, who are going to be our gender diverse sacred firekeepers. I'm so very honored and humbled to announce that Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum is coming to Edmonton, and I'm asking kindly, I'm imploring Mark Miller and Transport Minister Omar Algabran, I'm trying to remember how you pronounce his name properly, and Nahani Fontaine and Bernadette Smith, my two sisters and MMIW, to help make possible to host, not just have hotel stay and flight there, but for special personhood status for the medicine drum as bundle keepers and as 13 grandmother and grandfather pipe holders or keepers or carriers. We can't separate from our bundles when we go on aircraft. We have to have those with us. We cannot put them in the cargo hold, and we are asking Transport Minister Omar Algabran and Mark Miller to help somehow give special status to Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum so that we can put their big drum, have it on the plane with them. If we have to put it in the captain's quarters of the cabin, or have a special seat, if we can get a sponsor to sponsor a seat, or even a private jet. Could we get a sponsor, please? I'm imploring and asking if we could get someone to help us to get Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum June 3rd, that weekend. And if possible, can we get help, not just to get them at Doubletree at the hotel there near Dawson Park, but if we could possibly get a rental, a SUV rental for my sisters. Megan, she's got her class 5 driver's license like I do. Just have her and her group be given that in a good way. Not, I already have her honoraria. I already have her tobacco. I have her broadcloth and grandma prints. It's just we need help to get there from Winnipeg to Edmonton and Edmonton back flight, and their hotel stay and meals, and if we could get a SUV rental for Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum for Saturday, June 3rd. If they can stay in Edmonton, rest up for 3 days, or just 2 nights they stay, or 3 nights they stay, and like however they get the most rest. So I'm just imploring the general public right now, and I'm going to post this to my Instagram account and my Facebook, and perhaps somehow have a link on my Twitter. I haven't been on there for a while because I'm in mourning myself. I'm a widow. I lost my late life partner, my children's biological father. After 31 years of being with him, he took his journey December 9th, 2021. So I'm still in mourning. But I just wanted to give a shout out. We're in solidarity with Manitoba. They're downhearted or demoralized Our September 30th National Truth and Reconciliation Day is not a statutory holiday. We're let down about that, but we like Alberta, as Alberta, our provinces, our sister provinces with one another. We have quite a lot of Métis out there, Michif speaking Métis, and I'm trying to remember who our regional chief or Ogima Quay is. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Audrey Proitras. But I'm just trying to be short and sweet. I know the video of the length is gone on almost 20 minutes now, but I just wanted to include in the link our PayPal, our GoFundMe, and my etransfer information for people who would like to sponsor or donate. Every bit helps, and I just wanted to give a shout out, and I wanted to say thank you again to Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum Group. They accepted protocol, and as I asked them, I went with my daughter. We went to Winnipeg, but I also did some couple of shifts at Camp Morgan. It was very important as a MMIW harm reduction auntie to work there. Other than that, I'm so grateful and honored. I just want to wish everybody safe travels, and I just want to say hi Kichimegwich Ekosani Nina Naskomen, for if you can help us and donate, and talk to Mark Miller and Transport Minister Omar Algebra, and help our sisters Nahani Fontaine and Bernadette Smith to get help with our special traveling and our sponsoring Southern Thunderbird Medicine Drum Group. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.